Hello, and welcome back from, I hope you had a good lunch and you are ready for the second part of today of this very exciting event. What I would like to start with is to taking you a little bit back into the past before we actually move into the future. My first experience with electric vehicles started 10 years ago when I joined a small team who worked on imagining the future of electric mobility. I was responsible for defining the global go-to-market strategy for one of the first British electric vehicles. Back then, EVs faced challenges such as limited range, uncertainty of battery performance, and lack of charging infrastructure. Early adopters adventured into the world of EVs. Fast way forward, the electric car market has evolved, and today it offers longer range, faster charging, and a wider choice of models, making electric vehicles more appealing to a broader audience. As a result, in 2022, the UK EV car market reached over 16% new car sales. The positive trend has continued, and in 2024, we hit the first million of EVs on the road. These are two main important milestones in electric vehicles adoption, which I would like to kind of pause for a second and celebrate, because these are signaling that the future we imagined 10 years ago is here. And now, collectively, we need to work on the next stage, mainstream adoptions. I'm Oxana Grishina. I'm head of Future Retail and Transformation at Hyundai Motor UK. And I'm also in charge of the electrification program, where I continue to shape the future of electric mobility. Today, I'm delighted to share with you some examples of strategies and tactics that we can collectively apply to raise EV awareness amongst mainstream consumers to drive EV adoption in the next 10 years. Let's see if I'm lucky with the slides. There we are. Change. I would like to bring a different perspective to our conversations today, and this is the perspective of change. Change from the consumer's point of view, and how we manage this change. Our retailers report that mainstream car buyers are very hard to even engage into the conversation about electric vehicles. People are as passionate about their current ICE vehicles as they are about football, religion, or politics. And many of them are very defensive. And it's not surprising at all. The rise of electric vehicles disrupts people thinking about the car usage and how it impacts their established ways of living. And as a main change, it brings uncertainty and fears, and very often amplified by misinformation and conflicting messages that are coming out of media. On top of that, what adds to people's doubts is objective barriers for EV adoption, such as affordability and insufficient public charging infrastructure we talked about in these 2 days. On the brighter side, what we've learned from early adopters is that economic and environmental benefits, alongside the excitement about car technology and performance, make people tick. As a change maker with 23 years of experience in automotive and mobility industry, I would like to share with you my formula for change. Change can only happen if short-term and long-term benefits outweigh fears and barriers. To move the needle, we need to clarify and demonstrate to consumers economic benefits and excite people about future opportunities that electric vehicles can bring to individual society and the environment. And on the other hand, we need to eliminate people's confusion and uncertainty through dedicated engagement and educational opportunities, alongside, of course, figuring out how we address the objective barriers for adoption. So how can we do it? I'm a big believer in the power of free. And these are 3 simple strategies that help to navigate the complexity of change and engage consumers in conversations about EVs. Excite, engage, and educate. As OEMs, we've mastered our EV storytelling, talking to consumers about EV amazing performance, advanced user experience, quietness, and zero CO2 emissions. At Hyundai, our vision, Progress for Humanity, takes EV narrative beyond traditional mobility offered by ICE vehicles. In our communications, we share an exciting vision of what electric vehicles can do for individuals, households, wider society today and tomorrow. And it's not only about explaining how owning an EV can save thousands of pounds during its life cycle if charged at home, and how it can open access to reduced energy tariffs for the whole household via smart charging. More excitingly, it's about promoting EVs as a battery storage which generates additional household energy savings enabled by vehicle-to-load technology. V2L turns a Hyundai electric car into a mobile power supply and enables people to enjoy outdoor activities with more comfort and confidence. Imagine this. You are camping on a wild beach where you can enjoy your favorite morning espresso, powered by Hyundai Ioniq 5. Or you are exploring the Devon coast with your friends and can freely charge your e-bikes by Hyundai Inster when needed. Or you are really looking forward to celebrate the summer, the hottest day of the year. And this is one of the jokes. I've heard about Scottish weather, but this is probably, we can apply to us today. And you're looking forward to celebrate the summer with your neighborhood, with gelato and music, and you can rely on your Ioniq 6 to power equipment and make the village fete happen before raining. Last year, Hyundai EVs powered the world's first car-powered village fete, introducing the concept that explores the role of electric vehicles in sustainable celebrations. Excite beyond mobility. And this is my first message, what we need to convey to our consumers. Engage. Once people become curious about EVs, they are ready to explore how electric cars would fit in their day-to-day lives. Various surveys suggest that around 80% of EV buyers had a test drive at a retailer or driven a friend's car before buying one. A similar number of EV buyers reported their buying decision was influenced by recommendations from trusted people. What does it mean for us? A big opportunity to leverage dedicated test drive events to introduce EVs to a broader audience in a no-sales pressure environment. Plus, if current EV owners can share their personal stories during such events, it can inspire others to consider electric vehicles. Here I have an example of the Go Electric events run by our Hyundai retailers. Devonshire Motors, this retailer won EV Ambassador of the Year, a 2024 award by Automotive Management. This team is a great example of how some retailers embrace the EV transition. Their passion and advocacy for EVs and innovative selling approach translate into high share of EV sales despite operating in a rural area with a limited public charging infrastructure. People who come to these events with preconceived ideas and doubts about electric cars very often change their minds and explore further how to resolve their own barriers to EV transition. They're excited, they're engaged, and they're looking to remove their own barriers to EV transition. Also, we are finding that extended test drives at retailers have a higher conversion rate for EVs. Longer duration test drives or having a loan car for a day provide an opportunity for people to experience living with EVs on their terms and get excited about them. So more test drives for more people. Educate. As we learned from various surveys, the key barriers for EV purchase are insufficient charging infrastructure and the charging anxieties. At Hyundai, we promote a holistic approach to simplify EV ownership and to help customers to alleviate their charging concerns. Hyundai retailers advise prospects on different charging options suitable for their personal circumstances. This is from home charging, installation of a recommended smart home charger, to public charging options when home charging is not possible. At Hyundai, we build our customers' confidence in public charging infrastructure by offering Charge My Hyundai app that provides access to more than 46,000 charging points across the UK and over 765,000 charging points in Europe. Retailer sales staff use Charge My Hyundai app as an educational tool during the test drives and sales consultations. They demonstrate and visualize charge points locations, their availability, status, and pricing on Charge My Hyundai app, and explain to customers how to plan the charging stops on the route. And it's always an aha moment for both customers and salespeople as well. So there are a lot of charging points available to them where they live or where they need to go. However, relying only on retailers to educate consumers about public charging infrastructure, or even about all other charging options that we discussed earlier today, is not enough. As still 70% of consumers in England as of September 2023 believed the current public charging infrastructure was not enough to meet the demand from electric vehicles. Preparing for this summit, I did a little bit of consumer research, and we asked customers at the Go Electric events that I mentioned earlier, what was missing in media for them to consider an EV as an alternative to ICE vehicle. And their answers are well represented by this quote. If the people see a map of British Isles with all the charging points available now and others are coming, they will think, it's not that bad as I thought. So here you go. The solution to address public charging anxieties is at our doorstep. Show the map. There is an opportunity for the sector to inform and reassure consumers about the status of the public charging network and plans by simply visualizing the progress on digital channels that can reach as many people as possible. This will support OEMs and retailers' educational efforts to minimize consumer charging anxiety. Excite, engage, and educate. Transition to EV is a major change for mainstream consumers, and this change can feel complex and scary. By being empathetic towards consumer concerns and applying the simple strategies that I talked about, we collectively can help people to navigate the change and accelerate EV adoption. So let's join forces and collaborate. Thank you.